When an architect turns into being a winemaker, you end up having jargon, special terminology used from an architect ending up on the label. And I think I would use maybe the word textbook, but David Trafford using Blueprint Syrah for his 2018 vintage Syrah from their own property. It's Stellenbosch grapes. We are looking at a wine just around 14. The Trafford winery is fairly elevated on the Elderberg. So how does that translate in your glass, Kathy?
Well, it's always quite a thing that David even makes a point of, is that even though he's elevated and chasing, as people would say, chasing cool climate, he does tend to have a reputation for having quite big and alcoholic wines, sometimes touching up to 15%, which is not the case with this one. It's 14.18, and it's also exceedingly dry, just 1.4 grams per litre of residual sugar. So what we have here is, though I do think that the altitude is perhaps bringing, is an almost perfumed character to the red fruit. So initially I thought this was just feinbossy and crushed herbs and everything on it, but it has opened to have a little bit of a floral perfume to the top note of the nose, and I'm also getting white pepper.
Yes.
So
yes.
It's really a lovely and intriguing nose that is got quite a diverse spectrum of things that you can find there. And then on the palate, this red fruit is really nice and pure. It's bouncy fruit, it's vivacious fruit, and it's satisfying fruit, but it's not overly sweet, and it doesn't overly deliver, because you've got this lovely dryness and presence that the wine leaves you with.
I understand much better why the term blueprint, that usually never relates to wine, has been used for the label. And I come back to my first understanding that it might be a textbook. And for me, that's a textbook Syrah of a great terroir, where the Syrah always have... Syrah, remember, is a cool climate cultivar. Never listen to Australians, what they're going to tell you about Syrah. That's why they changed the name there into Shiraz. Syrah is a cool climate cultivar. It shows the best in Switzerland, it shows the best in Northern Rhone, and it shows the best with a bit of altitude. That's where the freshness of the fruit ends up being supported by, I have some, yes, that's perfumey, but I got a leafy freshness on the palate, which is balancing the white pepper. And the white pepper is obvious.
Absolutely.
On this wine. So, textbook great Syrah or blueprint great Syrah, eventually it's a great Syrah. So that's the most important.
Well, blueprint was always the reference to, I'll give you a blueprint. It means I'll give you a copy of the original and then you'll know how to replicate it. So, same thing, textbook Syrah, blueprint Syrah, just a different profession.
But just a great Syrah.
Just a great
Well done,
Syrah.
David. Well done.